Okay, in the previous lesson, we made this character move his mouth a bunch of times for him to say hello and wow. And that was how we can use this particular plugin to animate mouth shapes with an easy slider control. But I do want to show you a bunch of other plugins that allow you to have a fully talking character with a kind of an automatic setup. So we didn't bring those plugins in this course because you will have to pay for them. Duik Bassel is free, so we're mainly focusing on this free one. But I will show you some other plugins that are really good, but they are paid. So here we have some other plugins in AE Scripts, which by the way, you can find so many helpful plugins in this website, both for free and paid. You can see they're categorized. And the best one for lip syncing is SF Caddy. You load items into this plugin and it will listen to the audio that you have and it will lip sync it itself. So it's $25. You can invest in this. There's also a helpful tutorial if you want to know how to use it. You can see you just load the items and you make your character speak. We have another one which is called Auto Lip Sync. This is $39, $40 almost. And you will also be able to learn how to use this plugin down here in the description. And yeah, you can make things talk from squirrels to a tree. This is basically used for 3D things or just real life items. SF Caddy is used for 2D animations. So depending on what you're going for, you can choose. We also have a talking head, which is great for talking head videos. If you want to do an explainer for your video, but you would prefer the character to speak like that. So yeah, so you have some options here in AE Scripts. If you want to invest in these plugins, you can just go ahead and use them. And up here, it tells you the program that you can use this plugin for. So it's both for Premiere Pro and After Effects. This one is only After Effects. This one is only After Effects too. Okay, now let's go back to After Effects. So we made the character speak. Let's go ahead and hide these layers. We're done with them. Also these guys, let's hide these two. Turn them off. Just do that. So now we only have the head and the background. Let's bring back the office scene that we have. Turn this back on and now we only have the layers over here. I'm going to turn off the visibility for this controller thingies. Okay, so now we only have this guy. The guy is still talking, so don't worry about that. He's still moving his mouth, but now we're just going to make it more fun. Okay, so the head, we already connected the mouth shapes to it, so we could easily leave those layers out and focus on this scene that we want to animate. Okay, first we're going to color code everything like we always do. Go for the independent layers like table, chair, hip, body, and those are it. Make them like a really vibrant color like yellow. Then we have the left arm. Select all left arm layers, choose a different one. Right arm layers, choose something else. Head layers, do that. Left leg, but the elf would bring it up here so they're all next to one another. Make that green. And then we have the right foot layers. Okay, so now we have color coded everything. It looks so much better. Now for the arm, we're going to be working with the arms and the legs. Let's have a look at the arm layers. This one's the left arm. So select all the left arm layers and solo them like that. And we're just going to fix up a few things. So select forearm, get your anchor point tool. Let's first hit T and reduce the opacity so we can see those connection points. Go to forearm and bring this guy here. Go to bicep, bring that up here. Go to forearm, hand, and bring that guy here too. Okay. Then select all three, bring back the opacity, and we're going to bring them back. And now these three are connected. You can hit M on them, select them all, and then go to Duik Bassel. Before we do that, let's actually parent the layers. So hand goes on bicep, bicep goes on forearm, and forearm goes to body. Okay. Select all the arm layers. After you've parented them, go to Duik Bassel, go to rigging and choose arm, then go to this little circle. And we want to get the arm, the forearm, and the hand. Let's go here first. We don't have a shoulder or a claw, so uncheck those. So now we get 3 bones, essentially. And this right now is the arm, so we need to move this arm up here. Then forearm is down here, so it's going to be right here. The hand, bring it at the wrist. The arm tip is going to be, well, the hand tip. Okay, so we have all of these. And now we also want to connect these to their new layers. So bicep goes to arm, hand goes to hand, forearm goes to forearm, which we misspelled actually. Forearm, I forgot the E. Forearm. And we have all of these guys. Now let's select the new layers. Go to Duik Bassel, go to Constraints, Auto Rig, and IK. So now we have this guy, which we can use to work with our character, just like that. We do have this arm popping out. It's part of the illustration. Okay, so we want to make sure reverse is turned on, but we want to turn off auto stretch. We don't want the vector animation, the vector files to be stretched out. And to fix that hand problem, just go to forearm. It's actually the hand. Let me turn off forearm. Solo that, yep, it's the hand. We found the culprit. Select that layer, go to the hand tool, the pen tool. Look at where the sleeve starts and just cut that part out completely. Try not to get the little thing, just get this extra part. Open up the layers, mask. Instead of add, turn it to subtract. So now we just don't have that layer. Deselect, go to the controller layer, and we shouldn't get that problem. Got a little bit of cuttings. Go back to hand, solo that layer, get the pen tool again, and we want to get rid of those lines. Now that I think about it, do not need them, we just need the hand. Zoom in, we're getting a little bit here. Click Alt to remove the curve. Now it's all good. Okay. Let's deselect. Okay, now it's just normal. Let's bring the table above. Turn all of these layers into red. So everything red is related to the left arm. Now we have this arm. For the controller, if we select this hand, right now the controller is a hand. So you can see. I'm going to change the color, which you can do up here, into something more visible, like maybe a yellow, something that stands out. And if you select this layer and go to Duik Bassel, you get to actually change the controller icon. For me, it's okay, but I'm just going to make it into this. So now in here I have another controller, which visually tells me that I can move and rotate this part of my controller. So yeah, this is just there as a reminder. You can connect it to the previous controller. I'm okay with this hand since that gives me enough information. Go on this hand layer, and if we hit P, let's turn on the stopwatch, move in a few frames, and I move this like this, I have now officially moved my character's arm. We hit N, play that back. So my character is just moving his arm up. Really simple. You saw that I just connected the structures to the vector layers. You could just see how easier this is compared to if we were to change the rotation and the position values of each of the limbs. This just saves us a lot of time. Okay, so I'm going to do one for the leg so we can see the difference. The leg is a little different. Let's go to the leg, close this. Go to one of the leg layers. Let's go for left since we're doing this side. We're going to select all of these layers. We don't need to change our anchor points because we're making a structure. A structure for this leg. Select all layers. Go to Duik Bassel, rigging, and go to leg this time. Little circle. And we just want to go to the human leg and choose all of these because we do have all of that. Create. And now we have the same structure, but for the leg. Now the hip needs to be above the leg layers. Let's bring that up. And I think it came all the way up here. Let's bring these above our leg layers. Above thigh left. Let's make them a similar green, so we know that this is all in one group. Now let's select each of these parts. You can see thighs all the way down there, just connect it to thigh, which is here. You can solo the layer, the thigh layer, and this guy. Yeah, it's good. And we want to go to calf and come up here so we can see. I'm going to turn off the arm layers for a second because I can't really see the leg layers. Okay, there's the calf layer. Bring it below at the knee. And we want to get the foot layer. Foot. And then just bring it to where the foot is. So now you can see we're putting like a bone for each of these joints. Zoom in, and we want to go to toes. Put the foot, this is the front toe, so move this back so the front toe matches the characters. Got the tip toe, which we already set. The heel, make sure it's on the heel, so not on the floor over here. And we're just going to do the same thing. Before that, let's parent them. Thigh to thigh, calf to calf, foot to foot. And then we want to get this thigh layer, the Duik Bassel layer, and connect it to hip. Okay. And now let's select all of the structure layers. Go to Duik Bassel again. And we're going to go to Auto Rig and IK. So now we have a rig layer. I will call this foot L. Let's bring it with all the other group layers below the hip. And don't worry, these guys will not be in your final animations. These are just there. And now if I hit P on the foot controller, turn on the stopwatch, I can do what I did with the hand, which is to move it. Make sure you turn off auto stretch. And now I'm just moving the foot. Now I'm just moving the foot. You could maybe rest it up here, move it back. And just using this, we can make movements for the leg. Let me bring down the resolution. So now his leg is just jumping back. And another thing about the leg, which also applies to the arm, we zoom in on the ankle, we just have this. And to fix that, all you have to do is to hit R on that foot's controller and just rotate it accordingly. But then you would have to make a keyframe because in the beginning, zoom out, that wouldn't look so good. So in the beginning, you need to just rotate it here, and then as it goes that way, it rotates back to the right location. So you see the ankle is rotating. Just like any other keyframe, you get to make this faster or slower. So yeah, that's how the animation works with the Duik Bassel. It's really simple, as we can see. And that's basically all there is to know about this plugin for now for rigging purposes. We're going to put this to the test with another example. This office dude, there isn't much going on. He's just sitting down, but you get to use this arm rigging and leg rigging for him to maybe shake his leg a bunch of times, for his arms to type on the keyboard. Or if we bring the hand back, he could take a sip of his coffee, and he is talking. And once you do this, we should actually move the hip backwards. Once we do this, we get to animate the layers normally too. So if I want, I can use Duik Bassel for the arms and the legs. And then for the head, where I just wanted to move left and right, I could do what we were doing all this time, which is to get the anchor points to be at the right spot, which in our case is the neck. And then I could just hit R and make this character move left or right. So just because you're using this plugin, it doesn't mean that you can't animate like you would normally. It's just an additional thing that you can add to make your animation journey a lot better. You can see I'm using the regular rotation property and everything just looks normal, completely normal. He's just kicking his leg back and his eyebrows are flying in the air. So this is it for this lesson. This was a quick introduction to Duik Bassel. Throughout the lessons and the tutorials, you'll get to know this plugin more as you use it to animate certain scenes. And we're going to look at many different types of scenes, like running, playing a sport, and all that. So by using them for different examples, you're going to learn it better than if I were to just tell you what this does and what the other one does. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next lesson.